All right, welcome everyone to Growth School. It's amazing to be on your faces again, and I'm really delighted that you've chosen to join me tonight on this adventure of Growth School. All right, so today we will be looking at the subject, like you can see, the exchange of life. And I really want to plead with you that you do well to help share the link. Just share the link that you have right now. Share on your WhatsApp status, share on the platform that you can, encourage people to join, mention names of people that you really want to be part of this because Growth School is a weekly online webinar and a session where you intermingle with wisdom and you try to really learn the secrets of life that can give you an advantage and make you position correctly as you live your life. So today we're looking at the concept on the exchange of life. The exchange of life. The exchange of life, very, very important. And it promises that you will be learning a lot. You will be getting a lot of things that will make a difference in your life and that will make you become phenomenal in your lifetime. All right? That will make you become really phenomenal in your lifetime. So we're looking at the exchange of life. And I will be starting with a very popular story that a number of the viewers who are listening to me right now or who are watching me right now, they are familiar with. All right. Okay. So this is a story that you have heard, but I will be bringing some sort of ideologies and some sort of learning that you may not have heard as it relates to that story. All right. So the exchange of life. Now, in the old time, during the reign of King Solomon, I know probably everyone would have heard of Solomon. Now, during the reign of Solomon, this event actually took place. If you're in the Bible, if you're conversant with the Bible, you will have heard about the story. Now, there were two harlots who gave birth to children. Of course, because they were harlots, probably they had different men. Okay, this one had a man who slept with her, that one had a man who slept with her, and probably both of them did not accept the pregnancy. And these two harlots were living together. In fact, they were sleeping on the same bed. Just like in recent time, there are people who probably do some of those craft and then they go out, they get pregnant, and maybe for certain reasons, the man, they could no longer meet with him again, or probably the man just rejected it. And this was what happened at that time. So they were living together, they slept on the same bed, and they both gave birth to children. They both gave birth to children. Probably both children were boys. I think they were boys. And at one of the nights, they were both sleeping. They were both asleep one of the night. And while they were sleeping, they slept and they were having a very good sleep. Now, one of the harlots, while they were sleeping, probably while she was turning and enjoying her sleep, she rolled over a baby and the baby died. And the other one was sleeping and the baby was alive. And while she was sleeping, the one whose baby died exchanged a dead baby with a baby which was alive. And then she just had that composure and then just slept and made it look like everything was fine and everything was good. Everything was fine and everything was good. Everything was fine, just made it look like everything was fine and everything was good. And instantly, the one who had the baby that was alive woke up and found out that, oh, I've been given a dead baby. And she started saying, no, this is not my baby. My baby can't be dead. And it became a tussle and became a struggle and became all of that. And when the matter escalated, they woke up in the morning and it became argument. Oh, that's my baby. This is my baby. That's not your baby. This is my baby. Give my baby. My baby is the one that lives. My baby is the one that did this. And the matter was presented before King Solomon. And King Solomon was known to be one that was very wise. He was one that people knew that this guy was wise. In fact, there was no king that was as wise as King Solomon in his time. There was no king as wise as King Solomon, so wise that everyone in the reign, even people from different nations knew that Solomon was wise. And as a result of his wisdom, he was able to keep the nation safe. There were no war, there were no issues, there were no problems. And then they brought the matter before King Solomon. And they told the first one to speak. This first one narrated the story, said, "Oh, king, I slept, and then I woke up and realized that the baby of this other woman was actually dead. And then she exchanged my baby. And when I woke up, I found out that she gave me the dead baby. And then she now has the living baby." And they told the other one to tell the story. That one also said their own side of the story. Then King Solomon said, he said, "Since none of you is going to agree or accept who owns the baby, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to call them to get a sword, and they will divide this baby into two so that both of you will share the baby." Of course, it was a tactic of wisdom to know who actually had a child. And then probably the one who actually had the real dead baby said, "Oh yeah, go ahead, that's what we wanted." Why? Because our own baby was dead. Then she did not want another person to have the living baby. And then the mother said, "Oh, please don't kill the baby, don't worry, give it to her, give it to her, give it to her. When the baby grew up, the baby will begin to know the mother." And then Solomon looked at the situation and felt like, okay, this woman would really be the mother of the real child, all right, of the living child, because no mother would actually watch them kill a child. And they now said, "Oh, this must be the real mother." And then they gave the living child to the right mother. Now, what am I bringing about that story? Both of them slept. Both of them were asleep. Both of them were sleeping. One slept off and slept on a baby, and the baby died. And the other one slept and never offered security to our own baby, to the point that she never knew when the baby was exchanged. The question and how this relates to you as an individual is that what are you giving away because you want comfort? What are you giving away? So the woman wanted to enjoy her sleep. She wanted to sleep, and then she was not able to provide safety and security for her baby, to the point that she gave off her baby and was given a dead child. And in this reality of life, many things happen in life. The question is that most people really do not want to lose precious things, and yet they still want to maintain their comfort. So, like, for example, someone right now would say, "Oh, I want to become great. I want to ensure that I build a great business. I want to ensure that, oh, I'm going to be the one who is going to be promoted." But yet, you want so much of comfort that you are not willing to pay the price. You are not willing to invest the energy in order to get the kind of life that you want. So life will not hand over to you what you desire if you are not willing to pay the price to get what you want. So right now you want the comfort, and yet you are still put in a situation that hands over to you the kinds of things you don't want, and you are not rising up in order to get the kind of things that you want. And one thing you have to realize about life is that transactions happen in life every day. What happens in transaction? You pay for this, you get this back. You pay for this, you get this back. You invest this comes back to you. Depending on the price you give is what will determine what you get back in return. Life is lived in exchange. Life is lived in transactions. And on a daily basis, transactions are happening in life. Transactions are happening in life. The question is, what transactions are you involved in? Life is living transactions. Look at everything about life. Maybe you're a person of faith. Let's say, for example, you're a Christian. What did you think was given in order to make you gain salvation? The life of a person. Someone had to die on the cross. Someone had to give himself. You know, why? Because he needed to get back the souls of men to be won back to God. Life is living transactions. Don't expect and think that everything that goes on in life is free, everything that's available is free. Life is lived in transactions. Life is lived in transactions. You must always think and you must always reason like one who is watching that transaction and trying to know what you're getting out of life, trying to know what you are giving away in life, trying to know what you are offering in life in order for you to get the kind of things that you want. So even God needed to pay a price. And that's why the Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. He needed to go about a transaction. He needed to give something in order to get back the souls of men. Look at everything. Look at every situation. Even if you're talking about traditional worship, most times you're going, you want peace to reign in the land, just a lot of those things. You want peace to reign in the land. They would always say that the gods demanded something. Maybe they demanded a sacrifice, demanded something in order for them to orchestrate certain serenity in that community. Life is lived in transactions. It's only you would think that you go about life and live the way you want without realizing that there's a transaction taking place on a daily basis. So ask yourself the question, what are you giving for the kind of life that you desire? What exactly are you giving? What are you offering for the kind of life that you desire? Are you living life to chance and just saying, oh, if this thing wants to come, let it just come? But life is not lived that way. Life is lived in transactions. Life is lived in transactions. I'm going to paint some examples to you, which I think you will be able to relate to. The truth is this: the transaction of life has some seeming mystical elements to it. Why? Because most times people do not see the invisible price that is paid. People don't see the invisible price that is paid. So, for example, you believe, oh, someone just come and say, oh, yes, press the lion, tap, tap, tap. And they're saying, do all of those things. What do you think you're giving away in order to get the kind of price they're giving back to you? I know a number of you knew what happened with the hamster and all. They gave you tasks to do. You thought you were only giving your data, you were only giving the activity, you were only giving your energy, you were only giving your attention, but you were losing so much more because you should have offered that price to the things that would have brought you to an higher level of prominence, higher level of relevance, higher level of influence, and higher level of impact. But you gave those times away and then they gave you peanuts. And you see people shouting and say, no, oh, why will Amster do that and do all of those things? Life is lived in transactions. Life is lived in transactions. When you are deliberate about the price you're giving away, people will serve you peanuts for the treasures and gold and diamonds and all of the things you're giving away. So life is lived in transactions. You are either transacting in life, or you are watching the transactions and you remain stagnant, or you are the currency of the transaction. The funny part is that most people are the currencies of the transactions going on. So now, for instance, someone sits down somewhere and says, oh, right now we need to really push this narrative. There's a group of people, they're people of a certain continent, and they are eager and desirous to make it, to achieve, to do well in life, to grow in life, to attain relevance, to do all of those things in life. They have that eagerness to do well. They want to blow, they want to make it. Let's tap into that eagerness of them and let's offer them something that will make them promote this agenda. And while they are promoting this agenda, it would serve them a 0.01% of what they should have gotten. And yet they think that they are becoming wealthy by those systems. And then they begin to tell you, oh, share this thing, send this thing, push it to these people, get 100 people to come to this platform, and we are going to give you this. But inside of you, it's someone who is a great marketer, who is an amazing salesperson, who is somebody who can build an enterprise, but you are offering it away for little. Why? Because you feel that you need to max yourself behind that agenda, not knowing that you are the currency of that agenda. So you are made to become the currency of that promotion in order for those people to get something back in return. Think about some of the things you have given off, things you have given away, things you have offered, things you have given off. And when you come back and think about it, you realize that you gave so much away for only so little. So life is living transaction. So the fact that you are not aware of that transaction does not mean you are not involved in it. Maybe you are just the currency of that transaction. So someone comes, thinks of a controversial statement or controversial ideology and pushes it out on social media. And what you do is to come out and then comment. And the more you comment, the more you like, the more you do all of those things, the more you promote that narrative. And yet the person who brought in that ideology fulfilled his mission because he needed you to be the currency that was going to bring in the relevance. Think about the things you do. Things about the times you sit down, the types of comments you push out online, the kind of things you push out there. You are actually involved in that exchange. You're involved, you're giving something, something is coming back. You are the currency that needs to be given in order to get those things back. So ask yourself the question, what are you giving to get the kind of life you desire? And you don't have, so let's say, for example, you say, oh, I want to get a duplex. To get a duplex, all you need to do is to know what is the price, how much do I need to pay, do I have what it takes to buy this house. If I have what it takes, I pay, I get back those things I'm returning. That's simply everything that happens in the cycle of life. Everything that happens in the cycle of life. Sometimes you want to make a good grade. You can't sit at home and say you are going to have it. You need to go to school. You need to enroll. You need to write certain exams. You need to be selected. You need to be given admission. You need to follow through the school process. If you are not offering that time, if you are not giving it your energy, if you are not paying attention to study, if you are not investing to get it, you will not get those things back. And that's why sometimes, as good as it is to pray, you must know the price to pay. Listen again. As good as it is to pray, prayer is amazing. Africans pray. Everyone, people across the world pray. But sometimes you need to also know the price to pray in order to get certain results out of your life. When you are done praying, the next thing you need to ask for is, what is the price? What is the price? There is nothing you see that you long for. There's nothing you appreciate. There's nothing you look out for. There's nothing you desire. There's nothing you crave for that you cannot get. All you need to do is to know how much it's going to cost, and then you pay it. And that's how life is lived in transactions. So somebody wants to build a duplex, may say, oh, right now I know there are certain things I need to get right now. Oh, my friends are doing all of those things, but in my mind I know I need to get a house. What do? The person may have to start denying gratification. The person is beginning to pay certain price. The person is trying to lay certain things aside. And then eventually, when he has what it takes, he then pays the price. But he did not just pay the price by having that lump sum. Probably he had to deny, he had to deny himself some gratification. He had to say, no, not yet time. I'm not going to do this right now. Though my friends are doing all of those things, but I'm not going for it. Oh, everyone is trying to seek for this, but I'm not going for it. Everyone is trying to say I should go that way, but I'm not going for it. Why? Because he has something he desires. He needs to pay the price. What are you giving away in order to get the kind of life that you want? And are you sure that you are not paying more price than the kind of things that you desire? So it's really important. So if you must live, you must give. If you must live, you must give. Anyone who is living, God created that system of life that whenever you want to live, you have to give. So you want to be alive, you need to breathe in oxygen, and in exchange of staying alive, you need to breathe out carbon dioxide. That's how life is lived. You breathe in, you give. That's how. And that's why you live life in transactions. You breathe in, you give. You breathe in, you give. You breathe in, you give. You understand what I'm saying? You breathe in, you give. That's how you live. Anyone who is not giving will stop living. All right? Get it in the idea I'm saying. Life is lived in transactions. Life is lived in transactions. So sometimes you would see people will go to a platform and say, oh, this battery is free, this book is free, this audio thing is free, come and get it for free, come and get it for free. And then you go in there, you launch into the website, they have just created a lead magnet. They say, oh, please put your first name and put your email address. Oh, yes, you got the free book. But what did you have to give? You need to give your email, you need to give your first name. Life is lived in transactions. Even if someone comes and say, oh, yeah, this is a free event, you need to ask and look at it. Okay, what's the agenda behind this free? What do I have to give for this free? Sometimes you need to pay maybe transport. You need to transport yourself there. Sometimes you need to maybe buy a book. Sometimes you need to maybe give your time. You need to give your attention. You need to give certain things in order to get the value that will be offered through that thing. Life is lived in transactions. Everything in life is by transaction. Let's go into the common thing that we know for most Nigerians. You see a guy who is saying, oh, right now I want to get serious, I want to get married. And then he sees a lady. The first time he talks to the lady is like, oh, no, please, I'm not yet ready. If the guy is so convinced, he will try again. Sometimes on a special day, he will send a free gift. Why? You know what is raining now? The Odogo and the Achalugo. You understand? If you've seen it, love in every word. And then the guy was giving. Eventually, he needed something back. I said, I know the way it's going. You are going to be my wife. All right? Kept giving. Life is lived in transactions. How are you transacting in life? Are you sure you are not the currency of the transaction? Are you sure you are offering to the level of the things that you desire? Are you waking up every day and just living life and watching things going on, yet you are not making things to happen? You are just assuming that things will work out well, yet you are not paying the price. So I'm going to talk about 8 different types of currencies. 8 different types of currencies that are used in the transactions of life. And you need to really pay attention to this. Advise you right. And the truth is that in all of these currencies I'm going to talk about, money is not going to be mentioned because money is the least of the currency that is used in transacting in life. Money is the least. Money is the least. And the truth is, you have these currencies, but you are either not spending it to get what you want, or you are wasting it on things you don't need, or you are not taking advantage of them. All right. Now, number 1, you need the exchange of time. You need the exchange of time. As a university lecturer, for example, sometimes I create time to communicate, to discuss with my students, to share a number of value, and then just to make them have a feel of life beyond just the things that are learned in school or learned in the classroom. I said the difference between the person amidst you, we will rise to a very great level of prestige, very great level of wealth, very great level of advantage, very great level of possibility, very great level of honor, very great level who would achieve so much in life. And another person who will have to beg his way through in order to even meet that same kind of colleague is about the way you are using your time today. Right now, they are all in the classroom. They are all in the same place. They all take the same courses. They are doing the same thing. But the way they are using their time today is what will be the differentiator. So you have a luxury of time. You have 24 hours. Every day you wake up, what do you do with it? Where do you go? All right. What do you listen to? What do you give yourself to? What do you pay attention to? What do you invest your mind into? Do you just live your life? And then every day time is going, time is wasting. You do not gain time for the things that will put you at the tip of the pyramid. Instead, you are assuming that things will work out automatically for you. No, you are exchanging time on a daily basis. Every time you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is you watch, you scroll on TikTok and you spend 1 hour, You have spent, you know what we say about time? We spend time. So you are exchanging time for something. And by the time you have come out of that scrolling, have you become better, or you have only offered your time for the things that have not advanced you? So the time you set your schedule and then you said you want to watch a series movie, you want to do all of those things. There are people who made that movie who need you to create time to watch it in order to advance them, in order to increase their wealth. So they need you to offer that time in order to increase their own income. And you know what you're doing? You are offering that time for free on a daily basis, and they are becoming wealthy. They are becoming better. And you are not getting anything out of that investment because you gave time away. So because you say, oh, at least I'm not spending money, at least it's not like I'm going to the cinema, at least it's not that I have to be watching this. Well, there's nothing wrong with watching movies, but what part of your time do you offer to those things? Especially in your building process, you must be deliberate about where your time goes to. You must be deliberate about where your time goes to. Where does your time goes to? Do you spend your time just saying, oh yeah, don't worry, I have luxury of time, and before you know it, time is going, time is wasting, and then as time is going, you are also aging. How do you transact with your time? How do you offer your time to the things that you do? Sometimes you stay back, you're following a gist, you're following a story, you're doing all of this, but it has not added any level of wisdom, any level of impact, any level of influence, any level of growth. It has not added any level to even your income. So you see right now what happened with Amstar. When you know, at the time I was even in my office, I was discussing with a young man who was my student. I was having a very serious and deliberate conversation with him, and he was on his phone. It was just. And the truth is, there was gem in the value of what I was offering, but he was giving his time away in doing all of that, and he lost the gem and the value inside of it. Why? Because his time was given into that thing, and yet there was no wisdom added to his life. Where do you give your time to? The exchange of life. Where do you give your time to? Who are the friends you offer your time to? That when you come out of a conversation with a friend, when you come out from a conversation with an individual, when you come out from a conversation with someone so deliberate, you are sure that your time was not wasted. You are so sure that you are coming back and you're becoming a better person. You are so sure that you're coming back and you are getting premium ideas that would offer you escape velocity opportunities. Who are the people that you offer your time to? This is an exchange of life. The exchange of life. Remember what happened long time when Egypt was the center of food and plenty and abundance. Why other nations were eating in the 7 year of plenty, and they were spending their time enjoying, they were bubbling, they were never investing time preparing for the 7 years of famine. But Egypt invested their time, Joseph coordinated that season, and when famine came, the people who wasted their time not preparing for it needed to go to those who have gained time by keeping plenty, keeping enough to sustain the 7 years of famine. They needed to go buy from them. Are you spending your time growing the things that would make people pay you, that will make people offer you anything in order to get it? Or you are throwing away your time? You're throwing away your time. What are you giving your time to? Who are you giving your time to? Where are you giving your time to? Where are you giving your time to? So I see the lack of wisdom sometimes when I hold conversations with very, very amazing individuals, young people, and they say, no, I'm young, forever young. I need to bubble. I need to do this. I need to visit there. I need to visit the club. I need to do all of those things. I need to go there. I need to do this. I need to do this. And then they spend all of those years, and yet they don't know their aging. You will never be 12 two times. You will never be 16 two times. You will never be 17 two times. You will never be 20 twice. Why? Because time keeps going. Time keeps going. Time keeps going. Imagine the things you have done throughout today This very day, imagine all of the activities you engaged in. Did you offer time to the things that have brought you a measure of progress, or you offer time to the things that stagnated you? Time is a currency, an amazing currency. They exchange all time. You must be deliberate about where your time should go to. Sometimes some events are good, they run a lot of ads around them, they tell you this event, they tell you this person is coming to speak, they tell you all of those things, they do all of the hypes, they do all of those things. Sometimes you need to ask yourself, does this place deserve my time right now? Does it deserve my time right now? So if somebody say, "Oh, I'm learning a skill," then the first day you just started on YouTube, and then you watch the video, watch the video, maybe a training video or a demonstration of 2 hours. By the time you're done 15 minutes, you're tired. You switch to a movie, you spend 2 hours on that movie. By the time you're coming back, everything you have learned in 15 minutes, they are gone. You have to start again. And that's how many people have remained in a cycle, trying to learn a skill, trying to learn the same thing over and over again. Why? Because they prefer giving their time to the things that kept them at one stagnated level of thinking, instead of the things that make them to grow and advance and become better. What are you exchanging your time for? Your time is value. Your time is value. So when you sit and then you watch maybe reels, you're there 2 hours, reels, you're watching, TikTok, you're watching all of those things, and then you sit on those things and you're looking at it. There are people who need you to give that time in order for them to become wealthy. And the more of your time you offer away, the poorer you become, the richer they become. You see the exchange? You see the exchange? Why not give that time to the things that can increase your wealth, that can increase your knowledge, that can increase your impact, that can increase your prominence? You see somebody say, "I'm introverted. I don't know how to speak in public." Me like this. I'm very shy. I'm so shy that if they call me to speak like this, I'm shy. But you're giving your time to movies. Give that same time. Give that same time to go and learn public speaking. Give that same time to watch videos on public speaking. Give that same time to learn things on self-confidence. Give that same time to learn things on self-awareness. Give that same time to learn things on growth. Give that same time to learn things on platform management. Give that same time to learn things that can help you appear confidently before people that matter. But you're giving it away to the things that seem to be adding no value to you. Time is currency. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much, Joshua. Time is money. Time is currency. You are exchanging time for something. You are exchanging time for something. You're exchanging time for something. You're exchanging time for something. The same thing I tell people who even say, "Oh, I'm volunteering. Oh, I'm a volunteer." Nothing wrong with volunteering. But always ask yourself, what are you willing to get from that volunteering experience? Maybe your volunteering experience, offering that time to volunteer, is that, "Oh, I want to learn this. I want to learn this. I want to meet this person. I want to be close to this person. I want to buy a relationship back. I want to be able to get this back. I want to be able to," you understand? You must know what you are getting back for every time that you spend. That's the only way you can be wise with time. That's the only way you can be wise with time. I hope you're getting value. I know we're streaming right now. We're streaming on LinkedIn. We're streaming also on my Facebook profile. Profile too. Yeah. So you must know where your time is going. What are you getting in exchange for your time? Even today, what do you think some organizations will tell you? Now, when you go to most first world nations, they don't pay people by the end of the month. They pay you by the number of hours that you work. You know what they're trying to do? They are trying to let you understand the value of time. So you work for 2 hours, there's a value for 2 hours that you work. There's a value for 7 hours that you work. There's a value for this. But it's in most organizations in Africa that they said, "Oh, whether you work this way, whether you only work 1 hour every day throughout the month, at the end of the month, you're expecting salary will be paid." And that's why most people in third world nations are unproductive, because they do not understand the value of time. They do not understand the value of time. So, for example, someone can go to the workplace and then for half hour while you were in your workplace, you were visiting office to office, gisting, discussing, doing things that are not deliberate, doing things that are not adding value to the organization. And then when they need to lay people off, when they need to downsize, they think of people who have not offered value to the organization. There's a value to time. You need time to learn leadership. You need time to learn confidence. You need time to learn self-awareness. You need time to meditate. You need time to make impact. You need time to build certain things. You will see everybody saying, oh, why have you not reached out to me? I'm busy. I'm busy. All right. One of my friends, Hamza, was saying, everybody say they are busy. Everybody say they are busy. Until we see the output, until we see the result of what you have been building. Because the true reality is that if people truly measure their time, if people truly check up on how they invest time, they were not really busy. They were only wasting time. They're only wasting time. So it's very important that, number one, you understand the exchange of time. Be deliberate about the places that your time go to. The exchange of time. Number two, the exchange of attention. The exchange of attention. The exchange of attention. Very, very important. The exchange of attention. Please hold on a sec. I need to check out something. All right. So the exchange of attention. The exchange of attention. How do you think content creators make money? How do you think content creators make money? How do you think skit makers make money? How do you think some of these TikTok guys, how do you think they make money? Do you think they make money by creating content? No. They make money by gaining attention. They make money by gaining attention. They need you to give your attention to them in order for them to earn. I'm going to say that again. They need you to give your attention to them so that they can earn from you. That's how they make money. You can see that, sometimes you say, I'm watching, and then you laugh, and then you laugh, and then you move, and then you do all of those things. You know what you're giving? You thought it's free because you didn't pay to watch. It's not free. They need your attention. They need your attention. And you need to be very deliberate. You need to be very discreet of the places you give your attention to, because attention is power. Anyone who can get your attention rules over your mind, and whoever rules over your mind rules over you. So it's really important that you understand where you give your attention to. So by the time you say you give your attention to this person, to this thing, and then you're following, watching, there will be a time where even when you sleep, you are thinking about that person who you have not met. You're thinking about that person. You are meditating about that person. Sometimes you even start defending that person. And that's why the media is so powerful. You need to be very, very deliberate of the things you give your attention to. And it was part of what I was sharing with a young friend yesterday when I started sharing on the concept of selective listening. Selective listening. There are so many noise going here and there, so many people saying many things, so different people pushing different narratives. But the truth is, amidst a lot of those noise, you need selective listening to know which of these things that are said is mine. Which of these things that are said is mine. Because many of the things going around are sounds, there are only few voices. You need to know what voice is meant for you per time. You must understand where and what you're exchanging your attention for. Okay? When you attend an event, for example, and you go to a place and the person and they just saw that, maybe for certain reason people are distracted. What do they say? Pay attention. Pay attention. They are saying, if you must get what I want to give, you need to pay your attention. They need you to pay attention. All right. Why do people learn how to the hook? Why do people learn strong headlines? They're trying to get attention from you. They are trying to make you give them your attention so that you can stay true to the end, so that you can listen to the end. And then at the end of the day, they are able to tick hard to the number of attention that they have gathered. So those guys are not paid for the number of views. They are not just paid for the number of subscribers. They are not just paid for the number of followers. They are paid for the number of attentions that they can get. They are paid for the number of attention they can get. So when you go on X, that's formerly Twitter, when you go on Twitter and then you see certain kind of things trending, going on and moving on, it's because people need to get attention. People need to get attention. And that's how people rule on the social media space. That's how people become lords on the social media space, through attention. What are you giving your attention to? My friend, what are you giving your attention to? Whatever you give your attention to consistently, you will soon become that thing. Whatever you give your attention to consistently. You want to become an amazing footballer. What do you need to do? Watch a lot of videos on football, watch a lot of things around skills, watch a lot of things around those things, and then go and register for a football academy, and then start paying attention to all of the things they are instructing. Start paying attention to your body, start paying attention to your moves, start paying attention to your physique, start paying attention to the food that you eat, start paying attention to everything. You need to pay attention to those things in order to become the kind of star that you want to become. Look at anyone who is a star, the music star, the star in the gospel, the star in entertainment, the star anything. They pay attention to details. They pay attention to details. They pay attention to things. They pay attention to the crafts. They keep watching how things are going. They keep watching the move. They keep doing all of those things. I remember I did a foundational course on filmmaking by Kule and Folano Production. You know, there was this Mastercard partnership they had. And you'll be surprised when you are doing your screenplay, how you need to pay attention to things, how one thing moves to another, how the conversations need to connect, and then you start putting how the atmosphere needs to be, how the arrangement has to look, how the person needs to come in there. And as an actor or an actress, you need to pay attention to how it goes. Your gesticulation, your action, your expression, you will pay attention to this in order to bring a very excellent outcome. In order to have an excellent outcome in the movie, you have to pay attention to details. So they are not paid. So when you see people ranked by, oh, this actress is paid 2 million naira, this actress is paid 5 million, this actress is paid 10 million, this actress is paid 100,000. They are paid because of the number of times they have been able to pay attention to something that have brought their level of growth. The more attention you can pay to an area of life, the more you begin to earn in life. All right? The more you begin to earn in life, you pay attention. You pay attention. Sometimes you go for an event. You're going to the event is not what means that you are going to be better. It's what you choose to pay attention to. So someone spoke about something, you grab an idea, you fine-tune it into what you can relate, and then you keep moving on in your life. By the time you step out, people will see the outcome about you, and then they pay you, they pay attention to you, they pay you money, they give you things, they offer you the level of prominence you're demanding because of how you have paid attention to something. So right now you are here, you are paying attention to what is being said. You are grabbing ideas, you're picturing life differently. By the time you go out of, by the time this webinar is ended, this growth school is ended, you will come back and then you start taking certain decisions, you start thinking in a different way, you become wiser. Why? Because you paid attention to attain that level. The people who are not here to offer that attention would not be able to achieve the kind of result you will get. Do you get that? They will not be able to get the kind of result that you will get. So you pay attention. You pay attention. Very, very important. You pay attention. You pay attention. I want to be sure you're following. Can I see you drop in the comment? Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Let me see you right. Pay attention, pay attention. You pay attention, pay attention. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Someone said pay attention. All right. I want to see that you're following. Or pay attention. So you start paying attention to the right places in your life. So number one, the exchange of time. Number two, the exchange of attention. Wow, amazing. Sophie, welcome. Nice to see you. Pay attention. Thanks for joining. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. All right, now number three, the third exchange is the exchange of value. The third exchange is the exchange of value. We live in a world of value. We live in a world of value. You can speak good in English, no problem, fantastic. But you know what people will pay you for? People will pay you for the value that your English can bring. You're beautiful, amazing, you have fine face, you're fair in complexion, you can do all of those things. All right, the question is, what value can your fine face bring? All right, you are handsome. Oh, you know, you're handsome, you can dress nicely. The question is, what value can your handsomeness bring? So people do not appreciate what you have until they are sure of the value you can bring. So we are in a world where you must know how to give value. Right now, for example, people are here. Nice platform. I'm giving time. I'm giving knowledge. I'm trying to share a lot of things. I mean, some things that I've thought over time, I've thought through, I've looked at critically. I'm saying this is going to bless these people. And it was yes, some people have stayed here from the beginning of this webinar, and they will stay to the end. Why? Because someone is offering value. That is why they are giving back their attention. Sometimes we're in the world of value. Most of the people you are looking up to, I see some people will say, oh, please mentor me. I've been trying to reach out to people. They are not accepting me for me to mentor me. I know this person is going to really help my life. I know this person is really going to assist me. I know this person is really going to change my life. I know this is really, really good. I want you to be my mentor, sir. I want you to be my mentor, ma. And then the person is just looking at you. The person is just seeing your comment. You are going to their DMs, and then they are seeing it. You are going to their platform. You are commenting. You are saying, and they are looking at you. And in their mind, you know what they are looking for? They are looking for value. What value does this person have? What value will this person bring? What value will this person drop? Will I just be giving and giving and giving? Is there any value that this person can bring to me? For example, you have skills. When that mentor, that person you look up to is putting out an event, can you reach out? Don't say you need mentorship. Say, oh, ma, I'm really grateful for the phenomenal work you do. I just realized that you're coming up with this event, and I would gladly love to volunteer for the event. And then you tell them what you're doing. You say, so far in the past, I've been able to do this. I'm doing this in my church. Right now, I've been able to put this together. I have this competence that can do this. I'll say, okay, fantastic. Okay, let's come. Already, they are beginning to identify you. Why? Because you brought value. There are people who would not look at your side. There are people who would not pay attention to you if you have no value to offer. What value do you offer in the space that you operate in? What value do you contribute in the community that you belong to? What value do you bring in amidst the people that know you? We live in a world of value. You must always think about it. What do I have? What are my strengths? What are my skills? What are the things that I can offer? What are my talents? What are my gifts? We live in a world of value. People will not exchange their resources to you when you are not valuable. People will not pay you when there is no value they are getting back in return. We live in a world of value. So you exchange value for something. Of course, to some people, when it's time for campaign and all of those things, to some people, the value they want to get is maybe rice or maybe 1 kg and all of those things. And then they believe, okay, with this, we can offer this. That's value to them. The question is, what value are you offering to your community? What value are you offering to life? What value are you giving out? The truth is, you need to, I'm saying it again, you need to give to live. You need to give to live. And there is a saying that whatsoever a man soweth is what he's going to reap. He may not reap it through the person he sows to, okay, which I think is quite absurd, but he would eventually reap it. What value do you give? What value do you have? You've been in a friendship, you've been in a relationship for a while. What value have you given to that relationship? What value have you given to that association? What have you contributed there that you think that they should give you something back in return? So the exchange of value, they have to be value. Think every day, what value can I give to someone today? What do I have inside of me that can offer to someone today? Right now, I'm offering this webinar. It's free. I'm giving out value. Tomorrow, something will come up and someone say, okay, nice. So we trust that guy. I'm going to tell someone about the next growth school that is coming up next week. Why? Because I gave value. And I am not paying you to publicize, but because I've offered value, you are compelled to tell someone else. You are compelled to promote it again. Why? Because you have seen value. The exchange of value. There has to be that exchange. You are always thinking, what can I offer? What can I contribute? What can I ensure that this person is getting? There's some of you right now, after this webinar, because of the value you have gotten, you are going to share the link in your groups. You are going to share the link in the places you are in. You're going to share the link on your WhatsApp status. Why? Because you are compelled by value. So the exchange of value. Why are you wanting people to offer you something when there is no value you are giving? Remember, life is lived in transactions. Number 4, the exchange of wisdom. The exchange of wisdom. The exchange of wisdom. Okay, there is this part of the Bible, I think is in Ecclesiastes. It talks about there was a poor wise man who through his wisdom he saved his city from being conquered. Who through his wisdom he gave them the counsel on how they will secure the city and how they would defend, how they are going to defeat the enemies. And eventually he offered his wisdom and his nation was kept in safety, yet the man was not rewarded, because he was called a poor wise man. So he said there is no benefit of a wisdom when one is poor. So the man had wisdom, but he never understood the business of life. He never understood the transaction of life on how to exchange his wisdom for wealth. That's to tell you that wisdom is important. It's critical that you have wisdom. Because there are places and situations in life that when life asks you certain questions, if you say yes and you say no, you will be wrong. You need high level of wisdom to know how to respond to certain circumstances of life. Wisdom is critical. And that's why the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. The principal things means that wisdom is the first thing. Remember, when we do simple interest, we have principal rate time over 100. Principal is the initial, the first input that you put into that particular investment, the first that you put into that venture. So you need wisdom for life, wisdom for business, wisdom for your craft, because there are places and situations where you even need how to operate and deal with people. Because there are people in life who you would meet who will try to use you. A level of wisdom to know how to navigate and move through life so that you don't become a currency of transaction. Remember what I said? The currency of transaction. And that's exactly what certain people do. So right now, someone needs to dominate a place, will tell you, we'll gather a group of people and say, guys, we're going to give you so amount. We need you to lead a protest and say that you're following this. If eventually those people confront something and they are met by the law enforcement agents, and then maybe they shot at them or something happened or they attacked and somebody died, you died because you wanted to promote a notion. You have become the currency of that transaction. So what ideology are you being used to push? You need a level of wisdom to be able to save your life. You need a level of wisdom to know when not to be involved in certain battle. You need a level of wisdom to know when not to respond to certain confrontations. You need a level of wisdom to know when to keep your life. You know, you go out and you see someone trying to say this, trying to say that, trying to abuse you, trying to do all of those things, or they even say a lot of things. What do? You exchange wisdom for life. You exchange wisdom for life. There are people that have exchanged, gone through exchange of words, and then someone just punched them and they landed in hospital. Some of them became paralyzed. Some of them became injured. Some of them started having scars that they should have avoided. You need wisdom. Wisdom is a preserver of life. Wisdom is the principal thing. Wisdom is a defense. Wisdom is a defense also. You need wisdom. You step into a place and then right now they are discussing on a conversation and they told you to rise up and speak. You think through it critically. You know how to put your words together. You watch the room. You watch the people you want to speak to. You understand their perspective. You understand their ideologies. You are looking at certain things and then you know how to start. You know how to continue and you know how to end. You need wisdom. You need wisdom. There are a lot of people that have been destroyed because of their words that have been said through foolishness or said in foolishness, not through foolishness. They have said certain things in foolishness. And for that reason, they are punished today. Many people have been punished like that. There are people who are not able to get any great opportunities again, any great opportunity again in their lives. Why? Because they lacked wisdom. But someone who stepped into something and said certain things, said it in wisdom, he got an opportunity. Do you know what Joseph did? Joseph didn't go there. When they said, oh, who can we then find to do all of these things? He said, look for a man who is wise, who is discreet, who can manage the cause, and let's put him there. He did not say, give me this thing to do. That's wisdom. That's wisdom. There are times that wisdom will tell you that when certain opportunities come, and they need to choose between you and someone else, wisdom will tell you sometimes that let them give the other person. Let them give the other person. There are privileges that you're willing to just give someone to do. You need wisdom. The exchange of wisdom. Wisdom in friendship. Wisdom in relationship. Wisdom in your academics. Wisdom in your career. Wisdom in the things you do. You need wisdom. As you deal with people, you interact with people, situations come, issues come, you know how to walk and deal in wisdom. So the exchange of wisdom. Number five is the exchange of honor. Maybe I'm going to stop here and we may just have a part two of this particular session. The exchange of honor. I learned this lesson at a time in my life. And this is the lesson. There are people you will meet that you'll be like, oh, this person is so great. This person is I. Oh, this person is great. This person is this. And then you look at yourself and you start thinking, what value can I offer to this person? This person has this. This person has that. This person has this. This person has this already. What will I do? The truth is, when you are in a relationship or you seek connection to someone who is ahead of you, and you think that you don't have so much value to give, there is something you can always give, and that is honor. There's something you can always give, and that is honor. And part of giving this honor also means that you are also offering loyalty. You're also choosing to give loyalty. The truth is, most people lose crucial relationships because of dishonor and disloyalty. Because of dishonor and disloyalty. Sometimes you're looking forward to get close to someone on their special day. You may not have so much to give, but you can get something. Look at something that you know they probably need, And you can, through what is available to you, you can just give an offer and say, oh, please, I honor you with this. I appreciate what you're doing. The first time, if they may not even say so much, you say, oh, thank you very much, I appreciate you. The second time you do it, the third time you do it, it gives them an idea already that you're someone who has a sense of honor. And this is something you must be willing to give. Don't just look at it that, oh, I'm only going to honor those ahead of me. Sometimes you should honor your peers. Sometimes you should honor those lower than you. Part of honor is that you respect their times. Type of honor is that they do something for you, you appreciate it, you honor it. Part of it is that you are present at seasons when they need you. You are available at times when they demand you to be around. You need to give honor. You need an exchange of honor. There is no human on earth who does not like to be honored. There's no human on earth who does not like to be honored. The reason why some relationships are facing problems is because some partners don't honor their partners. They don't honor each other. Honor, very, very important. You respect them. You honor them with your works. You honor them with your gifts. You honor them with privileges. You honor them with opportunities. They do something that is nice. You appreciate them. You respect them. You give them all of the things demanded in order for them to be great, in order for them to rise. You understand, you have friends together. When you find out that there's an opportunity that can help this your friend, what do? You honor that friend by representing him well to the people who can give him that opportunity. That's honor. That's honor. So you do that for people, they reciprocate back. That's a level of transaction. Transactions happen in life. People do not want people who cannot add value to them. People do not want people who cannot bring wisdom to them. People do not want people who cannot bring honor to them. People do not want people who will not pay attention to them. People do not love people who cannot offer them their time. Cannot offer them their time. I'm telling you from true life experience. I've been in a situation where someone say, oh, we're doing this and we really need you to come help us to MC the event. Oh, wonderful. That would be a lot, because I need to be there on time. I need to prepare. I need to do a lot of being in the right frame of mind. I need to clothe well. I need to get the right dress. You do it. Oh, wow, fantastic. Oh, you did it so well. That's really amazing. They recommend you for another. All right. There are times that you need to honor people with your giftings in order to get something higher. In order to get something higher. You know, today, a lot of argument. Oh, you're offering this, you have to pay. Yeah, sometimes you just find out that, oh, if I offer it to this individual, I'm getting a platform that will get me 100 times what I would have charged this person. That's a system of honor. A system of honor. All right, guys. So that's it on the exchange of life part one. Part one. So I would have to edit this as part one. Then I'm going to take the rest of it next week, same time, 9 p.m. West African time, and we will be here to finish it up. It's just going to be a two-part series, the exchange of life. Never forget, life is lived in transactions. You are either transacting, or you are watching the transaction, or you are the currency of the transaction. And there are different exchange. We have the exchange of time, the exchange of attention, the exchange of honor, the exchange of wisdom, and the exchange of value, and the exchange of value. So we will have all of these things. You can see I've not spoken about money. All of these things seems to be like some sort of invisible currencies, but yet people transact with them on a daily basis. The question is, where do you belong in this transaction? Are you transacting? Are you watching the transactions? Or are you the currency of the transactions? Thank you guys for joining. I want to stay by to answer your questions. For those who have questions, if you have questions, please do well to Do well to drop them. I want to check and answer your questions. Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Do you have questions? Thanks to all the people who have joined, all those who came from WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, and those who came from the Telegram platform. I'm so grateful. I'm delighted that you decided to join tonight. The transactions of life, the exchange of life. Do you have questions? If you have questions, I will be willing to answer them. And if if there are no questions, please do well to subscribe to this channel. If you are following on Facebook, do well to follow me on Facebook. Please follow me on LinkedIn if you're watching from LinkedIn, and also subscribe on YouTube. Like the video. Do well to also share the link from any of the platforms you are on with your friends, your enemies. Um, you should not have enemies though, but enemies exist. Share with your friends, share with your foes, share with your family members, and share with all the people that you care about. Share on all of the groups and the platforms you belong, and let's get people to come watch the value provided. Yeah, I'm seeing some of my amazing people. Oh, Christina, how are you doing? How are you doing? Nice to see you, and congratulations on your matriculations. Thank you so much for what you do. How are my other friends? Thank you so much. God bless you, sir. God bless you too, Christina. Sophie Brown, the concept of value. How do we know the amount of value we have to offer? All right, and how do we grow our value? Okay, so let me talk very quickly on value. Now, value is anything that brings positive contribution to people. Okay, value is anything that brings positive contribution or advantage to people. So you can contribute value to people through your knowledge, like I'm doing, through your gifts, through your talents, through your network, all right, through your network, and also through your resources. So these are the different means through which you can bring value. For instance, maybe you have network that you know that can help someone promote maybe his gift or promote the things that he does, sorry, the things that he does, or the things that can help him become bigger at what you do. That's a measure of value. So that's value. So value is anything that brings positive contribution to people, to a community, or to a nation. So as long as it's positive, it's advantageous, that's a means of creating value. Now, how do you grow your value? Instead, maybe you want to say, how do you grow your value system? You grow your value system through increasing or improving on the things that give you that, on the things that make you contribute that positive advantage. So, for instance, if it is knowledge, you keep improving your knowledge, maybe through books, through conferences, through workshops, through seminars, by attending webinars like this, you grow your knowledge. That's how your value grows. If it is your talent or your gift, what do you have to do? You can volunteer, volunteer to places and platforms that give you the possibility to grow at it. And then you look out for more platforms where you can offer that gift, where you can offer that talent. Also, you can even enroll for courses that can make you become a professional with that gifting. Through that medium, your value begins to grow. Your value begins to grow. The same thing if it is your resources, maybe money, for example, you keep doing things that grow your revenue, that grow your resources, so that you will be able to have more resources, you'll be able to have more funds, you'll be able to have more money to be able to make better impact in the lives of people. So those are the different ways with which you can grow your value. If it is your network, you can grow that network, you can service that network, you can even decide that you want to grow to a point that you become a leader, such that the words that you speak in such communities or in such associations begin to matter and can help people do better at the things that they do. Sophie, I hope that this really helped. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Joshua. And thank you, Sophie. Till I come your way again next week, Wednesday. Next week, Wednesday. Keep doing phenomenal things. Start getting involved in the transaction and stop being the currency of the transaction. Till I come your way again, be a better version of who you ought to be. Cheers.
Ooh.